Pronouncements that all those found to be participating in, inciting, or supporting such criminality will face the full might of the law must be welcomed by all and must be acted upon.
There is Section 22 in Act of South Africa Parliament. They vote me to be here 1998.
But also law enforcement must act where the law is being broken. As the Minister of Police pronounced this morning, government will act against those who foment chaos and target migrants. These acts of violence constitute a threat to our constitutional order. The
refugee must be here. I'm not immigrant. You can see in my voice, I already scream. I'm not in front of the camera every time. I'm not immigrant. I'm a refugee. As a refugee,
human rights. And no civilian has the authority to assume the functions of law enforcement agencies. We all know this, but it is happening. Acts of lawlessness, intimidation, and
of refugee. Act 1998 in South Africa, they vote me to be here in South Africa.
Against migrant communities have no place in our constitutional democracy. If it is irregular migration, let the police and law enforcement deal with it. And this is a message we have to continue to convey to our citizens.
In recent days, several African countries have begun evacuating or assisting their citizens to leave South Africa amid growing concerns over safety, anti-immigrant tensions, and uncertainty surrounding the country's immigration debate. Reports indicate that thousands of migrants from different African nations have either voluntarily departed South Africa or are seeking assistance to return home. For many, the decision is driven by fears of xenophobic attacks, economic hardship, and increasing pressure on undocumented migrants.
They can look what is the problem is going on about me to be repatriated.
South Africa has long been one of Africa's biggest economic destinations, attracting workers and traders from across the continent. However, rising unemployment, crime, and social tensions have fueled resentment among some citizens who believe foreigners are competing for jobs and public services. As a result, governments across Africa are closely monitoring the situation. Some have encouraged their nationals to register with embassies, while others are making arrangements for those who wish to return home. But beyond the headlines lies a bigger question. Could this become a turning point for Africa? Many analysts argue that the return of skilled workers, entrepreneurs, and young people could help strengthen local economies across the continent.
I can't repatriate home as a citizen say. I'm going to come here to fill the form. And then when I go home every Monday, there's a refugee, they come here, they're going back home.
We all know that South Africa is the receiving country. We receive most of the migrants in the continent. So it does mean that we have to work together intergovernmentally within the states in South Africa to resolve and deal issues of government.
Instead of concentrating opportunities in a few countries, African nations may now have a chance to benefit from the talents and investments of their own citizens.
They might be right,
supporters of this view say Africa's future depends on Africans building Africa, creating jobs, investing in local industries, and contributing to the development of their home countries. Others warn that migration is a normal part of modern economies and that cooperation, rather than division, is needed to address Africa's shared challenges. Whatever side of the debate one takes, one thing is clear. Events unfolding in South Africa are being watched across the continent, and their impact could be felt for years to come.
Private citizen has the right to issue deportation deadlines or enforce migration rules. So why are ordinary people taking the law into their own hands? And why is the government now stepping in?
Your thoughts in the comments.
Let's start with the first video.
Migration is a crime, and it must be dealt with as such. Our law enforcement don't need to be told by anyone to deal with irregular migration. But also to employ someone who is an illegal in the country is also a crime.